In this video, I'm going to break down the 3 best drop servicing niches to get into this year. These are niches that have the potential to scale above $50,000 a month while only working a couple hours a day. And this model works even if you're a complete beginner with no previous experience and no special business skills. This video will be sectioned out into 3 different parts. First will be the business model overview, explain how to get into the business if you haven't already. Second are going to be niches I don't recommend, things you should avoid based off my past experience. And third are going to be the list of the top 3 niches. And if you stay until the very end, I'm going to show you the golden nugget, the one that one of my students used to go from $0 to $40,000 a month in only 6 months and exit his full-time counseling job and go all into this drop servicing business. So what is drop servicing and how do I personally operate this business model myself? Drop servicing is essentially selling a service and brokering it to someone else or subcontracting it out to someone else. An example of this may be web design. You find a client for web design services and then you outsource the work to someone else online for cheaper, and your profit is whatever the client pays you minus what you pay the outsourcer to get the job complete. Another one is home services. These are the niches I like to get into. This is the one I run my drop servicing business off of. The reason being is because the competition is so low and the demand is so high for in-person home services that it's so easy to see success and there's so much money to be made. One example is I do lawn care. So clients pay me every single week. We show up, we mow the lawn, except I'm not the one who shows up. I just hire another company in the local area to complete the job for me. So I'll pay them $30 to $40 to cut the lawn, while the clients out here paying me anywhere from $70 to $90 every single week to get their lawn service. I don't actually do the work myself. I just outsource it to someone else. So hopefully you have the business model and you understand sort of how it works. Quick few steps to get into it if you wanted to do it yourself. First, pick a niche and a location. So some kind of service in any location that actually has demand for said service. Second is to find a partner. So find an outsourcer you can partner up with. And third is to get clients for the business. You can do this through various marketing channels. There's so many different options for getting clients for home services. You just have to pick one, and that's how you set this up. When it comes to picking your niche, there's some that are going to set you up for success and passive income, and there's others that are going to drain your bank account dry and get you nowhere. So I want to cover the niches you should avoid and the reasons behind them. Things you want to watch out for are jobs where you need permits or special certificates. So in a lot of places in the US, Canada, Australia, wherever it may be, you need permits or some kind of license to start, like an electrical company, a drywalling company, a lot of like bigger sort of construction contractor type jobs. So you want to avoid those just for the simplicity of you don't want to have to spend all these years in school just to get a certificate, just so you can start a drop servicing business. Just go after something where you can make money right away. The second reason you want to avoid these kind of business models is the feasibility of quoting online. What I mean by that is for lawn mowing or home cleaning, I can ask a few questions over the phone, or I can use Google satellite images to give them a quote right then and there instantly. For something like getting an EV charger installed in your house, electrical job, I'd have to go in there in person, I'd have to measure it out. It wouldn't be a remote business model anymore. Now you could send your outsourcer to go get the quote, but you're missing out on 2 things here now. One, the leverage of quoting and controlling the job and securing it for them. When you go and partner out with these outsourcers, one of the things you're taking on is the admin work, the customer support, and the quoting process. So when you have to pass that off to them, typically your margins are a lot lower. And so rather than making about 50% gross profits, which is typical for lawn care, home cleaning, or these other niches I actually recommend, you're making around 10 to 20%, which isn't as good. So to keep your margins high, you have to take control of the job, of the situation, and need to provide the quotes yourself. Another issue is just the conflict of interest in negotiating down to those 50% margins. When I secure 50% margins, I never tell the outsourcer, hey, let's split it 50-50. Those aren't words that come out of my mouth. I just tell them, hey, I'm willing to offer you XYZ. So I know if I'm going to charge my client $60 for lawn mowing, I'm going to charge my outsourcer 50% or $30 to complete the job. So I'm keeping at least half the revenue for myself. If I was to tell them, hey, I'm charging $60, let's split it 50-50, they're more likely to say no just because they're thinking, hey, I'm doing all the work and you're not doing much. Why are we splitting it 50-50? But when they don't know what you're charging, there's less of a conflict of interest there, and they're willing to just get it done for what seems to be a reasonable price. $30 is reasonable. 50% of the job doesn't seem reasonable in their head. So you can negotiate a lot better if they don't know what you're charging. But in order for you to set the prices yourself, you need to be able to quote, which is why electrical jobs, roofing jobs, siding, these other jobs where you have to be in person to quote, unless you're willing to go and do that yourself, isn't a great option for the drop servicing business model. So the main thing you want to look for in terms of just operational simplicity and being able to set this business model up is just being able to quote online. As long as it's home service, as long as you can quote online, it's a good niche to get into. Except for one that I've seen a common problem with right now, and it's cleaning services, home cleaning services, I should say, in the United States. It's highly competitive. The margins aren't super great because of that competition. The cost per lead, the cost per sign up is getting more and more expensive every single week because it's getting oversaturated. You know, back in the day when I first started this business model, this is a great niche to get into. But as time goes on, I think more and more people are catching on and more people are getting into this kind of service. And that's why if you're in the US, I would not start a remote cleaning company right now. I'd go with one of the other options. Barely anyone on this niche signs up for a subscription service. And if they do, the churn is super high, meaning like half the people that sign up are going to cancel by the end of the month. But with the right niche in the right market, this business model can prosper with ease. Here are the best niches to get into now for 2026 drop servicing companies. I'm going to cover my top 3 and I'm going to save the absolute best, the golden nugget, for last. So getting into number 1 here, lawn care services. One of the best reasons to get into this is because the competition is so low, the cost per lead is so cheap, the close rate on those leads is so high, and the last but not least is the subscription rate percent. 90% of people you close are going to end up signing on for monthly, weekly, bi-weekly services. So the majority of people you talk to are going to sign up for a subscription. There's no other niche that I've personally seen that has a subscription rate so high than lawn care for these home service businesses. On top of that, churn rate's really low. People normally stay for at least the full season, and if not, another year to come. Because they stay for so long, the lifetime value is so high, and so the return on ad spend is like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50x, depending how many years you've been running it for. Now, with every pro, there are cons, and the biggest one just being the seasonality of lawn care. Depending where you live, you might get 6 to 10 months. Very rarely will you find a location that actually has lawn care prospering like 12 months year round. So that's one negative. But to counter that, you can just do something more seasonal like Christmas light installations, Christmas light takedowns, or some other general service in the wintertime to backfill sort of the dead space. Other alternatives are just going on like a 2 or 3 month vacation every year where you don't have to worry about work, shut down, pause, and it's chill. Moving on to number 2 is mobile car detailing. My last few students have seen massive success with this. I've coached over 100 different individuals start a drop servicing business, and I've never seen such great success in such a short amount of time than I have with mobile car detailing the past 3 months. We had Simus who did $13,000 in his very first month, or we had Max who closed like a shit ton of deals. I'll pop it up on the screen right here. I can't remember off the top of my head, but also doing really good in his first few weeks. The reason is the low competition in the marketing space. Their cost per leads are super low. The close rates are super high. There's not a lot of competition of people bidding on these advertising platforms from mobile car detailing. On the other end of that too, you also get super cheap labor. There's a lot of young kids who want to start a mobile car detailing company, but they don't have marketing services or they don't have marketing skills. And so one of the things you offer when you go to an outsourcer is free clients. And a young kid with equipment ready to work is going to take those clients and they're going to do it at whatever cost you present to them because they're just excited for the opportunity to work on their own and have their own business. So there's a tons of different pros that come into play here that make it super great to get into right now. Easy to run, easy to operate, cheap leads, high paying clients, reoccurring services, not quite as high as lawn care, but still very relevant. And there's huge opportunity for referrals. I find that's really big in the car detailing space. The only con here is the seasonality of it. If you have harsh winters, you might see a decline in demand for car detailing services. But I've also seen the opposite, where in the winter, cars are getting really dirty, people need it cleaned more often, and the demand actually goes up. So the only way to tell there is actually getting down and dirty and doing the research yourself. The number 1 golden niche to get into, which I'm doubling back on what I said earlier, partly, is home cleaning services in Australia. It's year-round. The competition is so low in Australia. The cost per leads are so low. The close rates are so high. The clients are paying like literally double that of someone in the US. And it's so much more common to see people sign up for these recurring monthly subscriptions. I have a 100% success rate for all my students in Australia, and that says something about how easy the market is to get into. Of course, I do my best to help people out, but when you have 100% success like that, that's something, okay? Even the students who are a little bit less willing or less motivated to get things going, it just naturally comes to them so easy. Outsourcers are easy to find. Everything is just so great with this niche in this location. So it's a great combination, and it's basically all across Australia. I haven't seen a big major city that this doesn't work in. And whether you're from the US or Canada or UK, or it doesn't matter where, you could start a business in Australia. There are online service providers to help you register your business anywhere around the world. This is a remote business. Don't feel like you're limited to your space around you. You can start this whenever, wherever, and however you'd like. Now, if you want to see a full breakdown of Josh and his story and how he went from $0 working as a full-time school counselor to a $40,000 a month online drop servicing business owner, you can click the video on this screen here where I interview him after 6 months of us working together, and you can see exactly step by step how he made it happen. So check out his journey with the video on the screen here now.